1. And welcome one and all here to Chicagoland Speedway for the running of the 14th race of the season. But not only that, the first race of the playoffs for Season 7 here for the Circle K 200. My name is Gavin Graham and I'm joined once again by Jacob Mitchell. Jacob, has anything bad happened to you today?
Has anything bad happened? I had a long day at work.
Oh, that's not good.
But other than that, no, I can't say anything bad in particular has happened to me. Although it's a little bit cold.
It is a little cold, and I'll tell you this much. I fucking hate it. I do. I hate it. It is not fun, and I don't really like it too much. Now, really quick, I'm going to test...
Oh. Although I will say I like it...
There we go. Okay, yeah, we're all good. You were saying?
I will say I like it being cold more than I do being hot.
Kill yourself.
Well...
Alright, but enough about the death threats. Really quickly, I gotta ping the stream in here. But we're in for what's going to be, at least what I am hoping will be, one of the most exciting championships that we've seen yet. We've had a lot of amazing battles throughout our history. We had Head Guy and Chris Lilly all the way back in Season 1. And then even to last season, where it was practically the whole field against Diego Roldan. We had Janitor try to manipulate the race just to stop him. He couldn't even stop him then. But this season, there's been two protagonists that we've been watching all season long. And conveniently enough, they are both sitting 5 wins apiece coming into these playoffs. First off, Alexander Hyder, the veteran. He's been here since Season 2. He's made the Championship 4 a few times before. No playoffs this time around. But going into tonight, not only is he the point leader, but he has a lot of momentum while his opponent, Thurston, has been following behind. Starting off with Hyder, what do you got to say about him here, Jacob?
Hyder?
Yeah.
He's fast. I know that for a fact. We brought it up last time. College series driver. He is incredibly fast, especially in these type of high horsepower cars. And he has been absolutely finding his rhythm here as of late. I think he has 4 wins in the last 6 races. I'm probably wrong on that metric. Don't fact check me. But yeah, he's very good, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, Hyder has been doing iRacing for a long time. His expertise is truly something that very few can really match. And again, that's why this championship has been so close between him and his opponent, which we'll talk about here in a second. It'd actually be even better if he could actually go out and set a lap so I could actually watch him on the track. But not Thurston, but Hyder has been doing this for a long time, and he has been one of the greatest ASCA drivers to never win a title. The racing on Roblox, frankly, never really suited him fully, alright? He was very good, one of the best to do it, but never enough to get a title. But this season, we're in his wheelhouse, and we knew coming into this season that he was going to be one to beat, and he has proven us all right. Now, when it comes to his opponent, which I would love to talk about if he could actually get on the track, that'd be great, Thurston. Where are you? Is Thurston even the server? Where's Thurston? Where's this man?
He's in the server, but he hasn't even, spawned his car.
Well, that's just fun. Thanks, James. But the other one that we're talking about, if we can find him, if he can get on the track, that'd be great, is James Thurston. James Thurston is on the whole other side of the spectrum compared to everyone else. He's coming in here tonight as a rookie. And he has been, by far, the best rookie that we have gotten since Roldan back in Season 4. He has 5 wins as well. He showed dominance early on in the season. A few weaknesses have come his way so far in these last few races, mainly his temper that's come from Miles Davis at Indianapolis and his recent controversy with Chris Lilly at Darlington last weekend. But going into tonight, it's going to be a fresh reset. He's only, I believe, 3 points behind the championship with Alexander Hyder. So, Jacob, what do you got to say about James?
Well, firstly, I want to ask, did you just fucking say controversy? What
Dude,
the fuck
okay,
was that?
controversy. That's my bad. I've been watching too much, you know.
F1?
Yeah, that was my bad. Okay, that was my bad. It's controversy. Okay. My bad, guys.
Well, regardless, what do I think about James
Thurston?
Thurston?
I'll never do it again, I promise.
I think, honestly, he might be the favorite over AJ. Because
Really?
he really stepped up. He really, came out of the gate flying, and although he's slowed down in recent weeks and AJ's been sort of allowed to catch back up, I think James just has to, find that rhythm again that he had early in the season and, take advantage of some of, the slip-ups that sometimes AJ and frankly the rest of the field have.
Yeah, and it's always been really interesting to watch. No one knew who this guy
Looks like
was.
finally spawned his car in.
Oh, fantastic. Hi, James. Hi, James. There he is. There's James. So, yeah, we got James here now, but James, we didn't know where James was going to be coming in this season. No one even knew who he was. But the moment he dropped down at Daytona in the Clash, I mean, it was clear that he was going to be one of the favorites, if Preseason Thunder didn't tell us that enough. He has had wins at all kinds of racetracks. He has had speed everywhere. And frankly, all he really needs to do, in my opinion, is just clean up some of the temper. All right, be a little bit more patient. And I think that he'll be all right. And I'll also mention this, that he also has had a bit of bad luck come his way, specifically from the guy ahead of him, Connor Trafari, who has wrecked him twice now in 2 of the last 4 races. So if he can stay out of other people's bullshit, and if Connor can get his act together, he's coming out of a suspension due to just everything that he has done this season, then I think James has a very good shot, but I'm going to go the opposite direction. You say Thurston's going to win the title? I don't think so. I think this is going to be Hyder's to lose here. He's had a lot of control in the second half of the season, and I think he's going to carry it throughout these playoffs.
Well, you know what? It could go either way. It could go Hyder, it could go Thurston, or it could go a mysterious third way. Don't forget, there's still 12 other drivers competing for this title. Yes, most of them have little to no odds compared to Hyder and Thurston, but they are still there. They still exist. If Hyder and Thurston have problems semi-regularly, which is not, an unforeseeable action, one of these other drivers, specifically the guy who leads the practice leaderboards right now, Connor Trafari, could take advantage of those mistakes.
Yeah, let's talk about Connor Trafari, because Connor has been the wild card this season. He has had, but he's been, I would say, consistently, well, not consistently, but at his prime, he can run third fastest to Hyder and Thurston. He even beat Hyder and Thurston at Las Vegas early on this season to pretty much guarantee himself a spot into these playoffs. But if you know anything about Trafari, it's this. It is that he is a bullet. He has went through so many drivers this season. He won that race at Las Vegas because he took out the field in a 3-wide move on a late race restart. And his accident at Pocono 2 weeks ago basically sealed his fate. Got forced 4 wide, turn 1 at Pocono, and wiped out everybody, including Thurston. He has had so much problems staying out of other people's doors. And if he really wants to have an opportunity at this title, he's got to learn how to be a little cleaner.
What the fuck just happened in general?
What happened in general?
Gibbons is being a baby. Okay.
Who's being a baby?
Chase Gibbons.
Oh, what a shock. Chase Gibbons being a baby. I'm even surprised we let him back after he wrecked someone on purpose. What was he doing? Yeah, man, this setup sucks, bro. You suck, shut up. Anyway. Another guy I want to talk about here is Chris Lilly, which, if I'm not mistaken, is 3rd in points coming into tonight. Chris Lilly has had a season very similar to his Season 4 campaign, his last Cup Series season. Very few winning performances. He has no wins coming into this season. He has never went a Cup season winless. That might change this season, but he has been very consistent. So consistent, in fact, that at Bristol, he had an option to take over the race lead. Or not the race lead, but the point lead. The problem was, since Bristol, he has wrecked in nearly every single race, being the main guy that was up against Thurston at Darlington when those two got together. Chris Lilly, if he wants any shot at this title, he's got to win a race. That is at the bare minimum what he's got to do. He's got to go out there, he's got to win a race or two.
I agree. And I'll also continue that sentiment with other playoff drivers, such as, let me pull up the sheet here. I don't actually
Miles
have it
Davis.
pulled up.
Talk about Miles.
Miles Davis?
Miles
the
Davis,
guy that
4th in
runs
points.
the weird giddy skis.
Yeah, well, no, he has. Look, he's
That
been
got
doing good.
banned
He's riding the
because-
Brendan Gaughan car now.
Oh,
He's
he's running the
he's
Brendan Gaughan car.
we have a fellow Brendan Gaughan fan here. It's awesome. I love that I'm not alone.
I agree with you. Let me look at the points here. Yeah, Miles Davis 5th in points. Many points back from the leaders, as seemingly everybody else is. But you know, he's had some good runs. He's had some speed. I wouldn't say, you know, it's been race-winning speed on a consistent basis, but this is where he's best at, our mile and a halves. I think if he can get it done anywhere, it's going to be at one of these tracks.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, as much as I like to go through every single driver, there are simply a lot of them that don't have a realistic shot at the title. But I do feel the need to mention it. Here's Owen Chabinski down here on the apron. Last one in. Right. No, not last one in. He was about 13th or 12th, if I'm certain. Owen Chabinski's only there because he showed up to every race. Ethan Harrison. He's one of those guys I feel like that if he just stopped wrecking all the time, he'd actually do a pretty good job. He's been consistently, you know, top 7, top 8 all season long. His best run coming at Bristol when he was in that 3-wide fashion there for the win at Bristol. But again, he's got to show some more speed if he wants to get involved in a real championship fight. Who else do we got? We got Jeremy Cook. Jerry doesn't even show up to all the races. He's mainly here because when he does show up, he's pretty quick. And I'll tell you what, Jerry Cook has been very quick. He's actually had a lot of opportunities to win a race. Watkins Glen, Iowa, Auto Club. You know, he's had a lot of them. But the main problem has been he is wrecked every single time. Same thing as other drivers we've talked about. If he can clean up the act, he could be in that championship conversation. We have Aiden Smith. He's not in contention, let's be real. Especially with that ugly Popeyes car. Get out of here. Same thing with a Revelo. Just as bad as as Marlboro Lights can be on your health. And Dimitri Mundros. I love Mundros. I do, and I think that he actually has a pretty high ceiling, especially at tracks like Charlotte, where he has some incredible pace there. But the same thing as before. There's a lot of them that just simply aren't in a realistic shot. Same thing with Landon Warren. I love Landon to death, but yeah, he's probably out of it too. Jason Gallagher, he has a win, but that came because literally everyone fucking died in the entire fucking world. Are you noticing a pattern, viewers, with these playoffs?
Can't forget, obviously you were talking about him earlier, cannot forget about OJC, who somehow gets in as the final car. If you look at the back of his car, if you'll show the wonderful viewers of the stream, you will see every week a live update of his deficit to the points leader. So you know what? If you're not if you're looking, you know, to keep up on the point standings, look no further than the back bumper of Owen Jabinski.
Well,
and he's about to crash. So.
Perfect. Jesus
Sums
Christ.
up his season.
Well, yeah, that is apparent. That is just what he's doing. Damn. All right. All right, but coming to the end of practice here in under 2 minutes. It's an uprise 1, 2, 3 at the moment. That being Connor Trafari, Chris Lilly, and Jason Gallagher. That's some great pace out of those three at a very good time, in fact. Being able to go up there, 30.539 for Trafari, Lilly with a 30.605, and Jason Gallagher with a 36.16. Then we got Ethan Harrison in 4th, and Alexander Heider, first realistic championship contender, sitting in 5th. He's a championship rival. James Thurst has not figured it out. He's still missing 2/10 here. He's back in 11th right now. He's got to pick it up here in qualifying.
I have a feeling they will. I mean, it's just practice, and half of them have been mucking around.
As they do.
And it seems like James Thurston does not have his playoff decals on his car.
Oh, well,
which is a 1-lap penalty.
It is.
If he does not have those on the car.
Well, that's not a great way to start your playoffs, getting a 1-lap penalty before you even complete a lap. He's got to figure that out. Now, he still has an opportunity here, about 20 seconds worth. Now, the problem is it might not update, which is a issue. If you guys are not unaware, we do have some paint requirements. Not only do you have to have your contigs on, which, you know, is gracefully paid by a lot of our members in the server, you get a 1 lap penalty. Now, he has that. The problem is that we have a new required paint that you have to add onto your car, that being the playoff banners, if you are a playoff driver. And obviously, with James Thurston being a playoff driver, well, you need to have those banners. So hopefully he can figure that out before we drop the green. But we do have qualifying getting started, and I don't think there's anyone better that we can go ahead and take a look at here than the 24 of Alexander Hyder. He's already heading out onto the track here to start his qualifying lap. Let's see what the point leader can do here in his first qualifying session of the playoffs.
I'll be keeping an eye on Thurston, if he even sets the lap.
Hopefully he does. He should.
Is the default grid based off of your I rating?
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Here comes Alexander Hyder starting his first lap. Let's see what he does here. Does he run the top? Yes, he does. It's right up against the wall, right there, Chicago style, through 1 and 2. Now, I'll tell you, when I was running this track about 30 minutes ago, oh, he's in the wall. Hyder has hit the wall coming out of turn 2. He'll have to abandon this first lap. I don't imagine that it'll count since he did get an X. But here he comes to 3 and 4. This second lap will probably be the money lap. But Chicago's interesting. Chicago is one of the last few tracks here on our schedule that has safer barriers that come out at you entering the corners and go outward on the exit. And that caught Hyder off guard. As he comes out of turn 2, he did that a lot better. Did not hit the wall, but ran a little lower throughout the corner so he could carry more speed. Here he goes into turn 3, right up against the fence is Alexander Hyder. This is going to be the lap to count. Coming out of turn 4, keeps it off the wall, all the way down the racetrack, trying to cut as much as he can sideways across the start-finish line.
It's not pole.
It's not even close. 7th place.
Arevalo has pole at the moment.
Yeah, 8th place. And Aiden Arevalo. My goodness. A great lap there by him.
You were just talking shit about him.
I was.
He might prove you wrong just yet.
And this is so interesting here. Hyder had a horrid lap. He must have had some damage from hitting the wall in that first lap that affected his second. He is down in 9th place, 30.894. Chris Lilly not much quicker, 30.820. Miles Davis, top of the board on his second lap. He goes 30.703.
A lot of fast laps being set here, and I'm not seeing James Thurston setting a lap.
I wonder if he's probably getting that paint situation done. Here's Ethan Harrison. We're watching him now. I'm unsure whether this is his out lap or his first lap. We're about to find out here. But he is going full throttle here, down into turn 1. This is his first lap. Ethan Harrison up against the top on that second to top seam. He's not going all the way up against the wall. He's not feeling the confidence up there. We'll see what he does here into turns 3 and 4. He's one of those guys that's right there on the border between being the fastest and the slowest here in these playoffs. Here he comes, coming out of turn 4. A lot closer to the wall is Ethan Harrison. As he comes and completes his lap, we'll see where he runs. And it's going to be 6th place there for Ethan Harrison. He's going to keep going here on a second lap. A lot closer to the wall this time for Ethan Harrison coming out of turn 2. Down the back now. He's going to set up a 3 and 4. Can he go even quicker than a 37.58? Really close to the wall as Jerry Cook goes top of the board. The first 30.621 of the night there for Jerry Cook. Here comes Ethan Harrison coming across the start-finish line sideways. But there's not going to be an improvement for Ethan Harrison. He'll have to settle for 7th.
Only going 13th.
He's running the bottom. I don't know why he's doing that. You have to be on the top there, Connor. You got to be on the top.
I didn't know if that was his first lap. Where's,
Yeah, he's running the bottom. That's not the place you want to be. This setup is way too tight to run the bottom.
Thurston has now come out, so this is going to be the one to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, he's only... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Jafari only goes to 9th.
Yeah, well, he ran the bottom right there. That's not what you're supposed to do. Thurston is only going to get 1 lap here. This is all it's going to count. Fortunately for him, his championship rival's in 16th. So he has a lot. He's also running the bottom. Oh, boy. That's not the move.
He jumped over Hyder, though.
Yes, that was his first lap. So he actually is going to get a second lap in here. But I'm telling you, that's not where you want to be. You want to be running that top there, Thurston. Here comes Thurston into turn 3, running as low as he can go. We'll see if he can improve from 16th. We were praising these two during the pre-race show, but they're 16th and 17th in qualifying. Coming across the line. Second place, James Thurston. I was saying the bottom wasn't the place to be. I lied. James Thurston in second.
Alrighty, there's your field. I guess you.
Alright, we're here to make fun of a queer. And there goes Black Show's back.
Can you guys
qualify that last?
Well, good thing you guys are here, because now you guys can leave.
Thank you. No.
Yeah, bye guys.
No, don't take me
Not
back.
pack opening time yet.
Not pack opening time yet. Gotta wait. All right, here we go. Let's go through our starting lineup here for tonight's Circle K 200. I forgot to... Oh, my... I forgot.
You forgot to change the name of
Yes,
the
I did.
race and the logo and the...
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yep. It's still the Logan Hartman Racing Incorporated Circle K 200. There. I fixed it. All right, and with that, let's get the starting lineup here for tonight's Circle K 200. Ignore the fact that I don't have any caps. I think it's funnier. Jerry Cook on pole position here to start off these playoffs. James Thurston right behind him. Miles Davis in third. Aiden Arevalo in fourth. The top four are all playoff drivers. The first non-playoff driver is Clinton McDonald in fifth. Jason Gallagher is in sixth. Then it's Jerry Lewis in 7th, Ethan Harrison in 8th, Landon Warren 9th, and Connor Trafari in 10th. Ethan Moses 11th, Aiden Smith is 12th, followed by Dimitri Mundros in 13th, and Caden Wright 14th. Hunter M. Collier 15th, Chris Lillian 16th, and a horrid qualifying for Alexander Hyder. He starts 17th, with Owen Chabinski in 18th. Then we got Quentin Haley in 19th. We have Matthew Dutcher. I don't even know who the hell this guy is in 20th.
Mickey Dutch.
Who? Oh, it's Dutch! Never mind. I know who he is. I don't even know if he's shown up to a race before, but hi, Dutch. Anyway, someone's in 21st. Isn't showing up on the screen. We got Daniel Botting in 20th.
Wayne A. Kennedy. Wayne A. Kennedy.
It's saying Wayne's in 23rd. So Daniel Botting in 22nd. Wayne A. Kennedy in 23rd. The Hazard in 24th. And that's it for the field. 24 cars, or 23 I should say, making up the field here for tonight's Circle K 200. And I apologize to Dutch, all right? I know who you are. I remember you. I just don't...
It's saying, on my screen it's saying Botting 20th, Kennedy 21st, Dutcher 22nd, Jason Samito 23rd, and Chase Gibbons.
Well, that's the one that we're missing. Jason Samito isn't even on that grid, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. But... No clue what's going on there. But we have a long night of action and a whole season coming together.
I don't see Gibbons either, so...
Thank God. And
he probably rage quit after he didn't like the setup.
Good. All right, get that clown out of here. Anyway, let's get set here for, I believe it's 120 laps of action here. From one of the best tracks on the service, Chicagoland Speedway. It's going to be Jerry Cook, James Thurston on the front row. Watch for Alexander Hyder starting all the way back in 17th. He's going to charge to the field to defend what could be his first title. Green flag is in the air, and we're underway here from Chicagoland Speedway.
Good start by Jeremy Cook up there on the pole. He is going to try to get ahead of Thurston here going into turn number 1, which it looks like he's going to do so. He pulls out in front, clears him coming off of turn 2, but Thurston making a good run back here, starting this race, trying to get an early advantage over Hyder. He launches it, sending it into turn 1, but Cook's going to use that outside lane, try to get him back here off of 4, and coming back to the line, it looks like it's going to be Thurston leading lap 1.
There's a little bit of contact. Harrison put Connor Trafari into the wall coming out of turn 2. Watch those two here tonight. But yes, James Thurston in control of this race has passed Jerry Cook. Remember, this is a full reset here in this championship, and people aren't going to give it an inch. Here comes Cook coming back into turn 3. He takes back the lead.
I'm watching back there. I'm watching AJ Hyder. He's in a bit of a hornet's nest too. He is around a lot of cars he normally isn't around. Almost made contact with Owen Chabinski there. He is stuck behind the 43 of Moondros. He is trying to make up ground, but he just cannot. This is the risk of having a bad qualifying, especially in the playoffs. You might have your day inadvertently ruined.
Right now, Cook holding off Thurston. How about this? Aiden Arevalo on the move to the inside for second on James Thurston. Thurston's going to try to whip it around the outside. Yes, he will. He'll hold on to second by inches over the wall.
Did Thurston update his car?
He must have, because, I mean, on my screen he hasn't, but I also haven't updated my trading paints. So, more than likely he does, but because he hasn't gotten a penalty.
Any word of a penalty. Yeah, I'm assuming he has, but here he comes back looking to the inside of Cook. He's going to try another move down into turn 3. He's really sending it all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to clear the 70 out of 4, and he will. James Thurston to the lead once again at Chicagoland.
Man, these three all under a blanket right now, all trying to control the pace. Thurston back up front. Jerry Cook in second. Aiden Arevalo peeking to the outside on Jerry for second place, coming out of turn 2.
It's just a battle back there. Meanwhile, further back in the pack, they're racing for position. Ethan Harrison is going by Clinton McDonald. This is for 6th. Jeremy Lewis, who we haven't seen any of this season, is up there in 7th, as Miles Davis and Jason Gallagher fight for the 4th position. Meanwhile, AJ Hyder still has not made any ground up on this pack.
Yeah, Hyder is stuck right now. I'm wondering if he's just taking this opportunity to go ahead and just save his tires now, make himself a little bit of an easier time getting by these guys later. But right now, continuing side by side, Ethan Harrison, Clinton McDonald. McDonald has been falling back since the drop of the green flag. Harrison has passed some contact between him and Connor Trafari, as Trafari's trying to make up some ground side by side for 8th place.
McDonald and Trafari making contact is kind of, you know, the principle of race others how they'd race you. And personally, I would race Connor with as much respect as I know he's going to show me, which is very little on the track. He's obviously not going to intentionally dump you, but he will use some tricks to get by you. And he's going to have to use those tricks if he wants to compete here in the playoffs. He is making progress up to 9th.
Right now, 7 laps into this race. It's Thurston, then Cook, then Arevalo, Miles Davis in 4th, Jason Gallagher in 5th. We find Jeremy Lewis here in 6th place. He's your first driver not in the playoffs. Just a fun fact about him, he is probably the best controller player that you will ever meet. He's doing all of this on a controller.
Absolutely, and he's been asked multiple times, why don't you get a wheel? You know, it's a lot easier to do on a wheel. And he's just, I think he said in the past, you know, it's just more comfortable for him, or he's just not able to get a wheel. Regardless of whether the answer is, there is one downside to having a controller that is over a wheel, and that is, you really can't tire save on a controller.
Yeah, you cannot, especially at a track as rough as Chicagoland Speedway. That'll come to bite him a little later on. Here comes Gallagher inside on Miles Davis. Davis had been ripping the top in 1 and 2 to defend 4th place. That time he had to give a big checkup or else he was going to hit the wall. Gallagher picks up the pieces. He moves up into 4th place.
They continue to file further back, and it's just like you said. Hold on.
Holding on. Sideways goes Jeremy Lewis coming out of turn 2. That will open the door for Connor Trafari to go outside. They'll go side by side for 6th place into turn 3. Ethan Harrison trying to eke it 3 wide. But Jeremy Lewis, is he going to be clear? No! Coming out of turn 4. The 9's going to get the run down the straight, and he's got clear now.
Connor Trafari, we knew how fast he would be. It was just a matter of keeping his car clean. He has done so thus far in this race. He is trying to make up that ground, looking now on Miles Davis for the 5th position, a venture into the top 5. Looking further back, I saw Chris Lilly trying to rip the wall on the outside, and it looks like he's moved up into 13th position.
Yeah, Chris Lilly started 16th here tonight, right in front of Alexander Hyder. He's having a little bit of a different strategy compared to Hyder. He's actually trying to make some moves. He has Caden Reif right in front of him for 12th place.
Further up in the pack, Thurston has pulled away now over Jeremy Cook, who is keeping him. He's keeping him there. He's keeping him honest up there in the 2nd position. But they have all pulled away from Aiden Arevalo in the 09. And they've kind of evened out now in the front, as here comes McDonald looking for 8th place on Jeremy Lewis.
Yeah, I think that comment you brought up about tire wear is already starting to bite him here. He has fallen back significantly, about 3 positions, and now he's got both Ethan Harrison and Clinton McDonald on his ass trying to get by him. All the 81 can do at this point is just rip the wall and hope that he can hold them off.
Meanwhile, back in the pack, we see Hunter M. Collier making up positions after starting in 15th, has already worked his way into the top 10, getting around Ethan Moses in the 08. As McDonald and Harrison fight for 9th ahead of him, he's trying to enter this conversation.
Well, that was going on. Around the outside, Jason Gallagher has passed Aiden Arevalo. Are the tires beginning to go away on the 09? This has been the fastest that he's shown all season long. Maybe he's pushing it just a little too much at the moment. He falls back to 4th. That is sideways coming out of turn 2.
It's the gambler's fallacy. You don't want to ever lose, but sometimes you have to give up just a little bit to make it big in the long run, as he has absolutely slowed that pace down, as now he's essentially blocking the 9 of Trafari on the outside, as Trafari's coming around from 5th on Miles Davis and is going to be looking for 4th on Arevalo now this time into 1.
We made a comment during the pre-race show about between Thurston and Hyder, if there was a third driver, that would be Connor Trafari. If he could, oh, whoa, contact! Clinton McDonald, Ethan Harrison!
And here comes Lilligan around all of them. Oh my goodness.
That was close. Let's get a replay really quick of that one. Those two had been fighting a lot. Clinton McDonald has made an impression this season of being very aggressive. And coming out of turn 2, there was a lot of net code right there. Admittedly, Jacob, there was some net code they never actually touched. A great save by Ethan Harrison.
That's what you do. That's what these playoff drivers do. They make the best of a bad situation. But then again, the 98 riding up now into turn 2, into the 77. So it's going from bad to worse for the 77, as now he finds himself around 2 playoff drivers as, hello, AJ.
Yeah, that's some dangerous stuff if you're Alexander Hyder, having Ethan Harrison all over the track. Collier trying to get spots. He just wants to save his tires, guys. That's all he's trying to do. But at this point, he's got to go on the offensive to get away from these guys.
Yeah, it gets really tough to, save these tires and get away from people and save your stuff and just basically try to keep the car clean.
Yeah, but right now, single file throughout the top 10. We go back here. As I say that, Jeremy Lewis making a move here on Aiden Arevalo. Arevalo is falling like a rock right now. He's going to be able to hold off Lewis down this straight for 6th place, but I think it's only a matter of time before he loses that spot too.
And once again, the top 2 are just scooting away from it. The top 2 qualifiers are 2-1 now. James Thurston has absolutely pulled away, as Trafari's trying to track his teammate down.
Yeah,
Jason Gallagher in 3rd.
Yeah, what I was trying to say before Harrison and Collier started having a talk rating contest is that if there was a third driver between, with Thurston and Hyder, it would have to be Trafari, and Trafari has shown that so far in less than 20 laps of this 120-lap race, going from 13th up to 4th, and it seems like he's only going to keep going, because he is very much approaching the back of Jason Gallagher. I only imagine these two are going to go at it for 3rd here very soon. If we can get a long green flag run and pit stops start to play a factor, Thurston might not have an easy time here, especially against somebody who has wrecked him in 2 of the last 4 races and is a main part of why he lost the regular season title.
I would not be too happy if I was Thurston thinking about, Trafari. At least that's what I think you're talking about,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing I'm going to bring up is Hyder, because Hyder is definitely on the offensive now, and he's showing a lot of grip. Clinton McDonald just passed Jeremy Lewis, but Hyder is following in his tracks. He gets by Lewis. He also got by Lilly on the previous corner. He's going to do 3 cars pass on 1 lap. He's now getting around Clinton McDonald down the inside. He's got Aiden Arevalo coming up. He is making a charge to the field. Aiden Arevalo all over the place. Down the back straight, along with Lewis. Oh my goodness!
Lewis nearly losing it. It's just like you said, AJ Hyder has now awoken the beast has been awoken. Here he comes. He's charging through the field these last 5 laps. He's already made his way up to 6th.
He went from 17th to 6th in less than 10 laps. That is the speed that Hyder is carrying around this track. He's got Miles Davis coming up in about a second's time. And here we go, 3 wide almost. Chris Lilly sideways coming out of turn 2, but he's going to carry the momentum 3 wide between him, Clinton McDonald, and Aiden Arevalo. This is for 7th place.
And Jeremy Lewis back there.
Oh, there goes McDonald! And Chris Lilly's in it too. Lilly sideways down the front straightaway. And everyone's going to keep it going except for McDonald. More contact. Oh, and Chabinski, Ethan Harrison. Where is the caution? Ethan Harrison's going around. We have 4 cars piled up. Donavici, wake up. Jesus Christ.
He wakes up and the caution is out.
Sleepy Donavici
Man.
just took out, I believe, 3 playoff drivers in a matter of a straightaway and a turn. Owen Chabinski's in it. Ethan Harrison and Chris Lilly, all 3 playoff drivers are involved in this one.
Yeah, I'm hearing in chat that was a pretty long wreck. I mean, that was the entire front stretch.
Yeah, well, I think the reason they waited was because, you know, they were spinning into the grass, but the moment Lilly started spinning back up the track, the caution should have been thrown. What had happened here, let's take a look at the replay. It all started down here into turn 3. Big move here by Lilly, 3 wide. Remember, Clinton McDonald and Aiden Arevalo, they're struggling on worn tires. And you can see Clinton McDonald here is going to start sliding up the track. And essentially, he's going to pinch Arevalo up against the fence here. Contact between the 09 and the 36. 36 gets loose, comes across the nose of the 53. The 53's in the grass, trying to carry the momentum sideways. Look at that drift by the 53 down the front straightaway. A great save by the 53. The problem is, behind him, Owen Chabinski, Ethan Harrison, they're making contact to avoid the 53. There's going to be contact between Owen Chabinski and Ethan Harrison down into turn 1. Keep in mind, there is still no caution at this point. There goes Ethan Moses into Owen Chabinski. Quentin Haley has nowhere to go. And that is just an ugly, ugly crash. We got more people coming in. Blackstone Warden sliding his way through there. He gets away with it unscathed. But yes, 3 drivers all in a pit. That's awful right there.
I have to say, I was looking at the replay. I was looking at the second part of that crash where the 77 and the 42 got into each other. I have to say that that's mainly on the 42 there.
Yeah,
He kinda
absolutely.
came up into the 77 and, you know, all hell broke loose from there.
Yeah. Pit stops underway. James Thurston out first. Gallagher in second. Trafari third. Jerry Cook loses 2 spots on pit road. Not a great pit stop for him. Alexander Hyder gets 1 on Miles Davis. Now he's in the top 5. 25 laps into this race. And it's starting to look a little bit more familiar to what we've seen so far this season. Top, I believe, 8. Yes, top 8 are all playoff drivers.
And, you know, I was thinking about the caution. I was thinking about that, and I'm thinking, you know, Clinton McDonald kind of got away with that clean.
Yeah, he really did. Compared to everything else, I mean, he'll have to come in and, you know, repair some of the damage on the left rear. But besides that, I think that he'll be okay to keep going. Maybe we'll see him up front here in a little bit. He is back in, I believe, yeah, he's back in 17th place. So he'll be back in the hunt here, I'm sure, later on.
Gavin said, Dylan Fox says, tell Gavin to turn you up on stream. You are quiet.
I'll turn you up.
All right, quickly before the race restarts. I think they're restarting this time. It's a time for a pack opening.
Well, okay, I gotta explain why you aren't that loud. You were at 73%.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I don't know why I put you there. You must have, like, played a really loud soundboard. Also, let's open a pack later. They're about to go green.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait.
Alright, so it's going to be James Thurston and Jason Gallagher bringing it back to the green flag on lap 26. Can Thurston get away this time? And what will Hyder do now that he's closer up to the pack? Here we go. Green flag's back in the air, and Jason Gallagher does not get a good start.
Absolutely not a good restart in the slightest. Neither did Jerry Cook. I mean, he was 4th on that restart. He fell all the way back down to 5th. It looked like the top 3 were just training on the inside. But now, it's James Thurston versus the 3 Uprise Motorsports drivers. They are all trying to get past him and get and attack him. Especially Jason Gallagher. I'm surprised I'm a little surprised he's up here battling for the lead, but then again, I shouldn't be surprised. He's pretty good.
Yeah, Jason Gallagher has shown a lot of expertise here on these mile-and-a-halfs. Las Vegas comes to mind as a big one, but right now he's running second. Somebody who could have missed the playoffs entirely if it wasn't for that win at Indianapolis. He's showing some incredible speed. Someone else that's showing some incredible speed is Alexander Hyder, side by side with Connor Trafari. Trafari is not an easy pass. He's not making this easy for AJ one bit, but down into turn 3, Hyder's got the pass made. He's up to 3rd place now.
Close racing between the 2 teammates as Trafari hit the wall coming out of 4. That's going to allow the 70 of Jeremy Cook to pull in and try to make a move on him for the 4th position, but nothing doing there into 1 and 2 as Gallagher has seemed to make up some ground on Thurston. Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, well, I think what's going on here is Thurston seeing, firstly, Thurston could have easily pulled away on that first run because of the fact that Hyder was all the way back in 17th. Now he knows Hyder is right there. Jason Gallagher into the fence, coming out of turn 2. I was going to say, Thurston's probably saving a little bit himself. Gallagher definitely is it if him hitting the wall is anything to say.
Yeah, no saving this time around, and I'm wondering, looking back through the field here, who is going to save their tires? Who can save their tires and try to, afford for a decent run down the stretch?
Yeah, well, Hyder's definitely one of them. He's holding the whole line of guys behind him, which is not new for him. He does this pretty much every week at this point. It's his master move, and it has worked out to 5 wins so far this season. He's looking to make it a 6th here tonight. And so far, he's keeping pretty decent pace here with Gallagher and Thurston.
It really has been a good pace and good run tonight for the 24. He's been able to turn on the jets when he needs to, as the 9 car kind of checks up there going into turn 3, just a little bit abnormally slow. It almost looks like a DRS train behind them.
Yeah, well, the thing is that we had an accident in Indianapolis about 2 months ago that basically started because Hyder had checked everyone up so hard that everyone just ran through each other. I'm pretty sure that what that 9's doing is just making sure that he doesn't cause something like that with how hard Hyder is backing up the pack.
It would not surprise me to see that happen. I mean, if the 9 does accidentally run through his teammate as he's right on the big bumper through the middle of 3 and 4, it would not surprise me in the slightest if the 9 does that, but not intentionally, to his credit.
Yeah, well, Trafari has a lot of pressure from other people behind him. Here's Trafari. I think he's going to try to go for the move here, and I think Hyder might just let him get away with it side by side for 3rd place, but Trafari overdrives it and is going to ride the wall. Coming out of turn 2, here comes Jerry Cook now to the inside, but the 9's going to pinch him down into turn 3.
Jerry Cook trying to make the pass as Gallagher is in the wall again up there in 2nd place. I don't know. He's really trying to push it, but he just cannot keep up with Thurston right now. As once again, they go back rank and file in line for the 3rd position as Hyder continues to pull him around.
Side by side here for 4th place again. Connor Trafari having to hold off from Jerry Cook. Cook all the way down to that white line through 3 and 4, trying to find any grip that he can. They'll stay even coming out of turn 4 across the start-finish line. Connor Trafari is not going to make this easy for Jerry Cook.
And the more time that Jerry Cook spends trying to pass Connor Trafari is the more time that the 24 is able to tire save against the 9 and the 70. So I'm not sure if it's in either of them's best interest to try to make this pass right now. Oh my god, as Connor Trafari checks up to Valhalla and back. Jeez.
Yeah, well, Connor's trying to be careful here. I think Connor also understands the position that he's in, is that although he just came back from a suspension, he still has penalty points. Look at Cook now trying something different to the outside on Connor Trafari. He's going to use Hyder as a pick to try to get him off here. Here we go. Coming out of turn 2. Cook's going to be even with them, but he's going to give Hyder a push down the back into turn 3. All of them under a blanket. Now Hyder goes high to block Cook, and that's going to open the door for Trafari down the bottom. Here comes a Revelo all the way down the white line to make it 3 wide nearly, coming out of turn 4. Some exciting action for 3rd place.
And meanwhile, here comes Hyder for 2nd place. Gallagher has slowed down enough to the point where now Hyder is trying to maybe get another position on him.
Yeah, we'll get... Oh!
Contact!
That was close between Gallagher and Hyder. Hyder did not give the space to Gallagher that he needed. Almost wrecked himself. That's opened the door for Trafari to go to the high side. This is his time. To the outside he goes, side by side. Trafari trying to get around Alexander Hyder. He'll have the advantage going down into turn 1. Does Hyder continue to save, or is it time to turn on the Jets? Side by side, coming out of turn 2. And yes, Connor Trafari gets past Alexander Hyder.
That's for 3rd place. Now the battle for 4th place is on. Jerry Cook to the outside, right up against that wall, almost into it. But he's going to have a massive run coming off of turn 4. He's going to use all of that run. He is going down to the apron to try to pass AJ Hyder. He's going to look down low, looking into turn 1, trying to make the pass. AJ, he's going to use the top side to try to defend.
Yeah, and there's no grip down there on that apron for Jerry Cook. He lost a lot of momentum doing that. And around the outside, Alexander Hyder holds on to 4th place. Now it's time to set station and try to go after the 2 upright drivers in front of you. First off is Connor Trafari.
And speaking about all of this, they have all kind of settled into this big battle here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and whatnot. James Thurston has pulled away. He has extended his lead to 1.5 seconds. Maybe tire saving. I can't be too sure, but it would seem like he's probably had a good opportunity to do so now that all these guys have started to battle.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I think that he's definitely tire saving, which is not what Hyder needs right now. Hyder wants to have all the clean air in the world so he can start performing some tire saving of his own. Here's the battle for 2nd. Connor Trafari tried to shut the door on Gallagher, but he had to back out of it. That gives Hyder an opportunity to now go to the outside on him here for 2nd. This battle is truly incredible.
Yeah, this is going to go on the highlight reel for the best battles of the year as Gallagher gets a little bit loose. He's going to lose a chunk of time to both Hyder and Trafari, and maybe even Cook now. He's going to possibly drop 3 spots in 1 lap as Trafari's trying to send it on the 24 of Hyder.
Yeah, both Trafari and Jason Gallagher were sideways coming out of turn 2. That opens the door. This is Hyder's ticket. He's going to take it to the outside. Jerry Cook pushing him along down into turn 1. Connor's going to try to make this as hard as possible for his teammates, because even though they're teammates, they're still fighting for a title. Around the outside, Hyder's going to move up the second finally, and Jerry Cook's now going to follow through.
And the high side is starting to wake up as the sun is setting, the lights are turning on, and the track temperature is decreasing. The grip is increasing. You can do a lot more bold moves with your tires now that the track is starting to cool down, and we're seeing it now.
You know, we've been focusing a lot about this front of the field, but it seems like they're starting to calm down a little bit. Back here in this field, it's mainly single file. For the most part. I mean, here, and I'm noticing this, Chris Lilly is all the way back at 16th. He has what looks to be a clean car, but clearly something is very much amiss after that accident. He's stuck in 16th. He's not going everywhere. He's stuck here with Blackstone. And unfortunately for him, he might have to settle for that for tonight unless there's any more damage that he can repair. Not great there for Lilly.
I believe I heard over the radio Chris Lilly was talking about unfixable damage. Oh. So that may have something to do with his lack of pace now as they have started to go on in this run.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lilly, I mean, he was 3rd coming into tonight. He had the best opportunity to go after the top 2 in the championship. That is not the way that you want to start off these playoffs, not a way that you want to try to go back after having a winless regular season, something he has never had in his ASCA career in the Cup Series. Hopefully in these playoffs, especially in these next few races, he can turn around and make himself a real threat.
Now keep in mind, a couple of races coming up. We still got a long way to go before this one is over, but we've still got to look forward. I mean, next week is going to be Dover, and then the big one in a couple weeks, Talladega. That's going to be an opportunity where a lot of drivers can play playoff spoiler, and that could be an opportunity for a lot of playoff drivers to lose points. So you got to get them now while you can.
Absolutely. Talladega is going to be the true wild card in a few weeks' time. Another battle that we were watching once again. Jason Gallagher and Connor Trafari continue to fight with all of their might. The problem is, they seem to be losing more time than gaining. Jason Gallagher tried to go for a move down the inside. Connor Trafari just hit the wall on entry to turn 1. I mentioned this during qualifying, but the walls here at Chicagoland Speedway, look at Trafari go. Sideways again into the wall goes Connor Trafari, and everyone's going to scatter. Here comes Arevalo through the middle between the two upright drivers into turn 3.
Trafari in the wall again. It's almost like Arevalo pushed him up into the wall a little bit, but there was no contact between the two. Maybe this 9 car just got rattled a little bit, but even as he hit the wall, he's got a massive run off the wall. He's going to try to be retaking the 4th position from, or probably 3rd position at this point. No, 4th, definitely, from Jason Gallagher.
And just look how sideways they're getting. Coming out of turn 2, again, Trafari trying it around the outside. This has opened the door for about 5 other drivers to get involved in here. We have Aiden Arevalo. Hunter M. Collier has already gained 3 spots from this. He's about to gain a 4th here from Aiden Arevalo. Jerry Lewis is in here now, along with Miles Davis, Dimitri Mundros, a playoff driver as well, with Landon Warren, and Caden Rife as well.
Just a lot of names you normally wouldn't see being up here because of this massive battle as Collier is in the wall. And he's riding that wall. He's going to lose a ton of positions. He lost all that momentum, all those... Yep, as he said it over the radio, 25 laps of progress gone, just like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is that we're getting to the first long run of the race. I mean, this is about the same distance as our first run before the caution came out. We're going to go over that, and these tires are screaming. Chicagoland Speedway next to Atlanta Motor Speedway and Auto Club is the worst track when it comes to these tires. They eat them up, and you're seeing it. They're going all over the place looking for grip.
Typically, when the tires get a little bit worn, more loose, it makes for a much better racing experience from a fan's perspective, and the driver wheeling it. And that's what we're seeing tonight, the best in the business, wheeling it around as, they were side by side, very close between Davis and Jeremy Lewis. As here comes Mundros into that battle.
Somehow, and I don't know how he's done this, but we were talking about how Jeremy Lewis is on a controller, all right, and how this was going to be a big trouble spot in these long runs. He seems to have some of the best tires here. He has continued to make up spots. He is right there in the mix for the top 10. Here comes Dimitri Mundros, who has surely saved a lot more than both Davis and Lewis. He has moved past Lewis. He moves up into 8th place. He's trying to go after Davis now.
Still side by side now down the front straightaway between Mundros and Lewis, battling for the 8th position. Mundros nabbing it at the line, and it looks like coming through 3 and 4. No, Lewis is going to get the run off the top side as Mundros got way loose there. As here comes Caden Rife now looking at the 43, a possible attack there.
And now the 81's going low. I do want to mention one thing before we get back to the action. Hyder has now cut Thurston's gap on the field in half. We're about to have a battle for the lead here in the next 10 laps.
The best in the business getting to it here. We talked about it in the pre-race, talked about it all season long. It's the class of the field. They will find a way to battle.
And when they approach each other, we'll show you the action. For right now, we'll continue this incredible pack between about 4th on back, between Connor Trafari, Gallagher, Aiden Arevalo. Sideways again is Dimitri Mundros and Jeremy Lewis. They have continued to have an incredible fight over the past 10 laps.
It has, and it's coming to a head now as their tires are screaming for help. They're looking for any last bit of life left in those tires. I'm not entirely certain about the pit length, the fuel cells, but I would figure we could possibly see some pits happening in these next few laps.
Absolutely. At this point, if you come down pit road, get a fresh set of tires, you're going to be easily going over a second quicker per lap on everybody. Short pitting here would be huge. But the caveat of that is that, you know, when everyone else pits, then you're going to be the one that's going to have to start doing the defending. And especially if you're Hyder or Thurston, you might be tempted to make a move. We'll see how those guys do it. For right now, it seems like Jeremy Lewis's tires have finally fallen off. He's gotten past by Dimitri Mundros, and now Caden Rife's on the way. And I do want to give a shout out to Caden Rife, because he has been doing a lot of these races, and unfortunately he's either got involved in other people's business or has just not had a good run. Tonight he's sitting in 10th, and it looks like he'll get around Jeremy Lewis here momentarily for 9th place. A good run there by the 97.
I don't have the soundboard on me, but if I had it, you would be hearing the Jaws theme playing. AJ Hyder has pulled the gap. He has reeled it in. He is now less than 5 car lengths behind the 96 of James Thurston. Less than 2 car lengths as they cross the line that time. 0.1, just a 10th behind him this time as he's going to the high side, looking to try to battle him. This is for the lead.
And this is Gotkus for the lead. This is going to be the battle for the points lead here. 3 points between these two in the championship coming into the playoffs. Here we go. Side by side, down to turn 3. Hyder's going to sail it in. Thurston trying to pinch him down. Thurston with the move down pit road.
And he played that absolutely perfectly. I don't know if he was baiting AJ Hyder to make that move, but he absolutely played it perfectly. He saw that Hyder was pulling in. Maybe he was faking him out to try to bait him into making that move. But here comes Thurston down pit road. He's going to take 4 tires here. So I would say that's about, call it 30, 35 laps on a run. Yeah. Keep that in mind for later in this race.
And Hyder's going to respond. He's coming to pit road. Sideways down the pit lane there. He's got to slow it down here, Hyder. Slow it down. He's got it down pit road now. That will give the leader to Jerry Cook. But talking about baiting people down pit road, that is not the first time that he's done that. In fact, he's done that a few times this season. That is just another example of him using pit road 2 in his advantage. What he did is basically made him think, hey, you can go up ahead. I'm going to make sure I'm staying behind you so I can keep all my time on the track while also getting the best tires.
And we see a couple of drivers DCing after that wreck. Ethan Moses, Quentin Haley, but we also see Clinton McDonald, who really wasn't involved in that first wreck, has DC'd from the race now. As we're looking at the battle coming off of pit road, AJ Hyder with the lead. Is Thurston going to get by him?
Where's Thurston? There's Thurston right there. Thurston going through slower traffic. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway. Thurston with the lead, but I'll tell you, it's really not by a lot. He gained nothing from that. And look at them. Look how slow everyone is. Oh, Revelo! Whoa! Oh, holy shit!
Whoa!
There goes a Revelo spinning into the pit lane.
That
Miles
really
Davis hits
bad.
him. We have trouble down the pit lane. We'll keep it green. Damage on Miles Davis's car along with Aiden Arevalo. Let's take a look at that again.
Fucking Quinn Hauf moment here, pitting from the middle lane. What the hell? He nearly slammed into Miles Davis too.
Coming down the pit lane. Look at Thurston. Thurston having to take evasive action as Arevalo is bringing it down the pit lane. Look at Thurston now jerking it to the right to avoid Davis. Arevalo completely offline, going way too fast down pit road. He's going to spin it out right in front of Miles Davis. That was a close call.
You need to go on the nose camera of James Thurston. That is something to behold right there. That really is just like skill on display.
Unfortunately, I don't have one set up for this race. My bad. But anyway, Thurston and Hyder are now within pretty much 2 car lengths of one another, and we're back to what we had about 5 laps ago before everyone took it to the pit lane. But yeah, Jerry Cook continues to stay on the racetrack. They're going to get by him now to unlap themselves. Jerry Cook is going to go as long as possible here to have the best tires and the longest mileage of everybody.
I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, you know, what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? I know that Daniel Botting is a lap down, but it's really funny to see him up here behind these leaders.
Jerry Cook brings it to pit road, and that will end green flag pit stops. Now, we can take a look at the field. It is right now Thurston and Hyder at the front. They're going to have another battle for the lead here, I'm sure, very soon. Connor Trafari has cycled out into 3rd place. Chris Lilly is still on the racetrack with him pitting under, well, no, everyone else pits. So Chris Lilly's going to do the same thing that Cook was doing. He's just going to go as long as possible before he has to stop. I wonder if he was doing up, yeah, so he's going to stay out here for a little while longer, but he should be coming down pit road very soon. Miles Davis in 6th, Jeremy Lewis in 7th, Hunter M. Collier in 8th. Side by side, I think Ethan Harrison must have hit the fence because Gallagher just went past him down the front straightaway. I'll put Gallagher up to 9th, Ethan Harrison in 10th.
I'm looking at that again. Harrison. Oh yeah, he just tank slapped the wall coming out of 4 there that last time, Bob. But he's going back around him, trying to get the lead, trying to get a 9th back from Jason Gallagher.
And Dimitri Mundros is trying to find a way through as well. Jason Gallagher has fallen off. There must have been some kind of issue when he came down pit road because he was running inside the top 5. Now he's about to get knocked out of the top 10. Here comes Dimitri Mundros to his outside. This setup is extremely tight, so if you're pinched on that inside line, there's really not a lot you can do, but Gallagher's going to try anyway. Side by side between Mundros and Gallagher into turn 3. And coming onto the exit, I think Gallagher is going to have to give it up here. Mundros with the run on the outside, and Gallagher's outside the top 10 now. Dimitri's in it.
I'm looking back at this this pit stop by Gallagher. It doesn't look like anything particularly wrong happened. I just think, I don't know, maybe maybe it's all mental. He's losing a lot of positions. It could be just trying to recover and whatnot.
Yeah, well, someone who is recovering is Jerry Cook. He came out 8th. He has already passed Lewis and Collier in 1 lap alone. Obviously, staying out for an extra 5 to 10 laps shows dividends here at a track like Chicagoland Speedway. He's able to make moves, and he's going to get up here to the back of Davis and Lilly very soon.
And Jerry Cook trying to make up lost time from that pit stop because I believe he was 3rd at the start of pit cycles, and he stayed out, 5 laps later than everybody else, and now he's back to 6th. Not sure how well that strategy is going to work, but if you're trying to win this race, it's really the only thing you can do, I suppose, to try to win this race, is to try to go on an alternate strategy and hope it works out for you.
Yeah, well, right now, I think that Lilly must have taken 2 tires, as he's just blinked out there a little bit. He's back with us. He must have taken 2 tires or something, because he isn't falling back like someone who hasn't stopped yet, but he is falling back like someone who's on 2 tires. Jerry Cook has just passed him. Now Cook's on the inside of Miles Davis, or at least peeking down there. We'll probably have to wait another quarter before we see him make the pass. Now Hunter M. Collier is coming up to the back of Chris Lilly. This will be for 6th place.
Looking at the lap times here, it seems like Jerry Cook is one of the fastest drivers on the racetrack as we speak.
Yeah, well,
Connor Trafari is also up there in pace, but Jerry Cook is just flying as he gets by the damaged lap car of Owen Chabinski.
And there was contact, as again, you can see right there, Davis hit the wall coming out of turn 4. He also hit it out of turn 2, which allowed Jerry Cook to make that pass seamlessly. Davis now has even more damage on the car after contact between him and Arevalo on pit road. We'll see how that affects this car later on in the run.
And I'm looking at the lap times. Gonna look at this next time by, but it looks like Cook gained a half of a second on James Thurston that last time by. As
Yep.
they're side by side going into 1.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a big battle.
Realize that they're going out of here for the lead, inches apart for the championship. James Thurston and Alexander Hyder are going at it side by side, even going down into turn 3. Hyder bided his time, just sitting behind Thurston, and now it's his time to strike. They'll continue even coming out of turn 4. Fair, clean racing between these two for the championship as they come across the start-finish line. We have under 50 laps to go here from Chicagoland Speedway.
Now, I'm surprised, you were talking about that fair, clean racing. I don't think we've seen any real, punches being thrown between the two. We've had, obviously, clean, fair racing. What I mean by punches being thrown is obviously, mistakes being made that takes one of the other out. Obviously, we've seen Trafari making moves that hurts Thurston, but we really haven't seen Hyder and Thurston get into it.
Well, unfortunately, your history is off. There's been multiple accidents between these two. At Auto Club
Maybe.
Speedway, Thurston punted Hyder out of the way to win that race. At Watkins Glen, they hit each other 3 times, giving each other damage, and what helped Hyder get that win there. These two have went at it before. They've been very respectful towards each other, to be fair. And this was earlier on in the season. But to say there haven't been any punches thrown would be quite the understatement.
Well, to be fair, I was racing in one of those races, and the other one, I was busy doing something else, so I wouldn't have known that. My apologies.
But while that was going on, Hyder takes over the lead and is beginning to pull away here from James Thurston. Hyder does have a lap better of tire. He also probably was saving a little bit behind the back of James Thurston. We'll see what James Thurston can do to respond, because right now, Hyder has the lead in this race and continues to have the lead in this championship.
And the car I'm watching on the track right now is Jerry Cook. He is still making inroads to that lead. He is, once again, and he just hit the wall.
Yeah, well, that's not helpful.
Why do I open my mouth?
Well, fortunately for you...
And he still gained time that lap.
Yeah, well, fortunately for you, he seems to be fine. When he came out of pit road, he was 9 seconds behind the leader. Now he's cut that nearly in half. He was 5 seconds before hitting the wall. He's over there to 6, but my point still stands. He has gained 3 seconds in about 10 or 15 laps time here on the leaders.
Absolutely. Another driver that's slowly making inroads to the leaders is that 9 of Connor Trafari. He was faster than both of the leaders that last time by, and this time by, once again, faster than the leaders, although by only a little bit. And he's in the wall.
Fantastic.
I really should just stop talking about fast cars.
There's been a bit of a shake-up here near the end of the top 10. Right now battling side by side. Jeremy Lewis and Caden Rife, they're back at it again. Jason Gallagher has found himself back into the top 10 in 8th. Dimitri Mundros in 7th. Harrison has fallen back exponentially. He's now outside the top 10 as he's right there being held up by the back of Blackstone down the front straightaway. Caden Rife and Jeremy Lewis side by side heading towards turn 1. And Caden Rife's going to pull a bit of a slider down here. Never mind, he's going to hold it down there on the bottom. Same way, same done, same position. He gets up to 9th place.
Same shit, different toilet. That's what I always say, you know?
I'm sure Chris says that often.
Oh, well. Yeah. As Thurston has now lost nearly a second on Hyder, so maybe Thurston is tire saving.
Better hope he's tire saving. If those tires are gone, then it might be game over. Not game over, though, for Jeremy Cook. He is now on the back of Connor Trafari. Once again, has cut another second out of the leader's time. Fastest driver on the racetrack right now, and he's trying to get past 3rd place. Unfortunately for him, it's Connor Trafari. This will not be an easy pass.
It's never an easy pass to the driver of the engine number 9, but it looks like Connor Trafari is giving him a little bit of leniency here going into 1, not driving him too hard. There are still nearly 40 laps left in this race, so, you know, maybe not the time to be battling super hard, but they're still side-by-side down the back straightaway as Trafari's trying to use the run on the top side, and Cook's trying to send it in on the bottom.
Yeah, and Connor is going to use up a lot more of his stuff around the top, and it won't even matter, because now Jerry Cook is up to 3rd place clean air for about 4 seconds time now, as he's going to try to chase after Alexander Hyder and James Thurston for the lead.
Trafari finally gets a little pass, is looking back further in the pack. Not a lot of action going on. I guess there is a battle here for 6th place between Collier and Mundros, but Mundros gets that spot and clears him. A little quiet now.
Yeah, Dimitri Mundros continues to charge through this field. He exited pit road outside the top 10. He's now nearing the top 5 now. He's up to 6th place. Jason Gallagher continues to try to hound down Collier, trying to keep up with that 43, but unfortunately for him, I think that he might just not have the pace this time around. Someone that does have the pace, though, continues to be Caden Rife, as he's now trying to get around Chabinski. He's approaching the back of Jason Gallagher for 8th place.
It's how much can you do on these tires that have already started to fade. As I'm looking back at Caden Rife getting by the 42 of OJ, it really has been a disappointing race on all accounts. For that 42, obviously involved in that earlier incident.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much of a opportunity. Unfortunately for him, as much as I'd like to give everyone a fair shot, he was by far the slowest of the playoff drivers consistently all season long. His peak was a lot lower than everyone else's, so I'm not too shocked to see that he's running a lap down near last place, 18th place to be exact. He is the last place running car on the racetrack at the moment. But it's a fair effort to Owen Chavinsky nonetheless. This is his second playoff appearance in his career, and he's pretty much doing the same thing he did last time he made the playoffs, so running dead last. So there's that at least.
Well, Don is screaming at us to let him in.
He's not being let in, unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately that's not happening. My bad, sorry. Looking through the playoff drivers right now, Alexander Hyder leads, Thurston in second, Jerry Cook in third, followed by Connor in fourth. Miles Davis runs fifth, but Dimitri Mundros is very much approaching him in sixth place. Hunter M. Collier seventh, Jason Gallagher in eighth. And then we have to go back here. I want to give a quick shout out to my good friend Landon Warren. He's down the inside now for 10th place here on Jeremy Lewis. Here we go, side by side out of turn 4. Landon Warren has been around the top 15 all night. He's one of those other guys that I would say was mainly here because he showed up to all the races, but we give him points for that nonetheless. Here he goes, looking to the low side. Jeremy Lewis continues to try to pinch him down, but on the exit of turn 2, Lewis inches from the wall. They'll continue side by side down the back straightaway into turn 3. And Landon Warren's going to continue there. We'll see what happens. Coming out of turn 4. Come on, make the pass. Come on, Warren. Come on. God damn it. Come on. You can give him a little bit more room. Come on. Jesus Christ. I do believe that my good friend Jacob has died, so I will continue talking. Here comes Landon Warren continuing. Warren, you gotta get... Warren, you're allowed to pinch him a little bit. Come on. You can pinch him up a little bit. You don't have to give him like half the track. But yeah, no, Landon Warren is in another position where he's running way better than Owen Chavinsky. In fact, he's about to lap him himself. But yeah, you know what? Landon Warren's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. Let's just say that. As the top 5 continues to get around the slower traffic, there is Wayne A. Kennedy. And will Wayne get out of the way? Yes, he will. Thank you, Wayne. Wayne said that he was Wayne said he wasn't going to make it tonight, but I guess plans have changed. The 43 attempting to get back up to the back of Miles Davis. Again, I said this earlier, but he has had an impressive night here inside the top 5 and the top 10. He is showing some incredible pace. For somebody that was the last one in on the playoff field, he's showing speed of someone that could be a dark horse pick for the title. We'll see if he can get around Miles Davis here soon. I'm looking in the chat for the first time tonight. Spooky's, please, Crystal, I need this money. My mom's dying. She has cancer, bro. Speed, I need this. While that was going on, Caden Rife actually passed Jason Gallagher. We missed that. He is now up into 8th place. Again, Caden Rife continues to show some incredible pace here at the front of the field. By far his best performance of the season. And I do want to make it apparent that Jerry Cook, as here comes James Thurston down the pit lane, coming in hot. Hyder still on the racetrack, but James Thurston trying a different strategy. That's going to be the 9 car of Connor Jafari. I saw him make the left-hand turn onto pit road. Thurston was not saving. He was trying to get any amount of grip out of the tires that he could. He's now going to bring it down pit road and try to gain some time back. Here's Alexander Hyder coming into turns 3 and 4. Will he also now come down pit road to respond? Yes, he will. Defensive move here by Alexander Hyder, bringing it down pit road. And I can only imagine that Jerry Cook, once again, is going to go as far as he can here on this set of tires. And on the tank, he takes back the lead.
All right, man.
Cautions out on the speedway. We got trouble. And it is Landon Warren, playoff driver, right in the middle of the track here. Watch out, Warren. Watch out. And big damage on the right front for the 23. And that is a perfect move by Alexander Hyder and James Thurston and Connor Trafari. They'll be able to stay out and take back the lead of this race with a fresh set of tires. Whoa, there was more contact. It's Dimitri Mundros. Oh my goodness. So this starts all the way back over here in turn 2. Dimitri had been trying to catch up to the back of Miles Davis. Again, long run here, over 20 laps, and you could just see Miles Davis, similar to what happened at Auto Club, he just corrects the car, never lifts, and ricochets back across the track in front of everybody. Everybody takes evasive action, including Wayne A. Kennedy, all the way to the grass. What happens here with Landon Warren? Warren's going to go down into turn 3. What happens? No! Wayne, no! Wayne A. Kennedy just took out Landon Warren. Wayne, what the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god, he just... Jesus, he was locked up the entire time, tried to stop, and... Yeah, I mean, on one hand, you can't... I mean, he had to avoid the accident, but also, you slow down, brother. Slow down. And unfortunately for Landon Warren, that's just going to be an ugly accident there for him, as everyone's going to bring it down the pit lane. Obviously, Thurston and Trafari are going to stay out on the racetrack, along with Chris Lilly as well, who pitted before the caution came out. What a recovery here for Lilly, who got involved in that wreck earlier, was suffering some internal damage. Oh, Commander got DC'd. Alright, so that's what happened with Commander. I was wondering what the hell happened with him. Well, what can I do now? Oh, wait, he's back. I didn't see you. Welcome back. Also,
I got DC'd. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I clicked on the race hub on my phone, and I guess it messed with shit, so I'm back.
Also, I'm going to give you the media team role, because you had that removed for some reason, so you can't turn it
Yeah,
off.
that would probably be a good idea.
Alright, so anyway, did you see what happened?
I did see what happened. I did catch that. So, what happened was, it looks like Mundros just lost it, unfortunately. And then everyone takes evasive action, and then the 93 of Wayne Kennedy went through the grass to try to avoid him. And then he just came back up across the racetrack and clipped Landon Warren trying to lock it down.
Yeah, so two playoff drivers involved in that. Dimitri Mundros. Unfortunately, he has a habit of doing that. He did the same thing at Auto Club when he just got loose coming out of turn 2 and wrecked himself. So, a word of advice for Mundros. If you get sideways, just let up the gas a little bit. Alright? Believe me, the car will correct itself if you just let it coast to a straight line. But
so
now... Oh, sorry, go on.
We have a situation here.
What's going on?
So... James Thurston hit that last, 2 laps before the caution, and you were saying that Hyder had a perfect pit stop. It's quite the opposite for Thurston. It's a nightmare pit stop because Thurston is now seemingly trapped a lap down. Unless they're going to let him wave.
Whoa, wait. I didn't realize this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thurston,
I thought he was
Trafari,
leading.
and Lilly are all trapped a lap down.
Oh, my. Well, no, they should be getting their wave around here because they're in front of the leader. So they're going to go ahead and get their wave around here because they didn't stop. So they'll be back on the lead lap. The problem is they're going to be all the way at the end of the longest line here. So as they come across the start-finish line, you're going to see they're going to go ahead and go. And yep, there they go. Now. So they're going to go around now. But yeah, you're right. That is a nightmare situation for James Thurston because Jerry Cook stayed out and lapped them all. And because Hyder pit right before the yellow came out, he never got lapped. So he now has a fresh set of tires at the front of this field. But I'll also say this. This is a big win for Jerry Cook. This is exactly what he wanted. In fact, maybe even more so. Not only do you come in while being up front, get a fresh set of tires, you also just lap the guy, one of the guys anyway, that's been dominating this race, James Thurston and Connor Trafari to boot. This is a huge win there for Cook. The only problem with it is now you gotta deal with Hyder head on.
Yeah. And you also have to deal with, how about Hunter M. Collier up there in third, Miles Davis in fourth, Caden Rife, you said, was one of the faster cars in the back. He is up to sixth. And how about a name we have not said all night, Aiden Smith, up to seventh.
Yeah, well, it helps that literally everyone was a trap to lap down, and everyone's now only coming up here, so it helps. But here we go. Coming out of turn 4. We're going to see the green flag here, about maybe 4 rows of actual cars, and then a snake of lappers. Here we go. Back underway, and Hyder's up and away.
It just seems like AJ Hyder gets such a better restart compared to literally everybody else. I have not seen one restart where he is leading that he hasn't just like pulled away by like 2 car lengths. Anyway, he's back at this contact.
And there goes Jerry Cook with Hunter M. Collier. Where's the caution done? Caution's out. Hunter M. Collier, Ethan Harrison's involved as well, and Jerry Cook. There was contact between Hunter M. Collier, I believe. No, I don't know. I don't know who hit him. All I know is that Cook got hit coming out of turn 2 and sparked a huge accident down the back. Let's take a look.
It was Collier. Slid up the track just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. My brain was like having a brain fart for a moment. But yes, Hunter M. Collier down into turn 1. He did something similar at Bristol earlier on this season.
And you know who that... Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, I mean, this is Collier right here. Just runs into Cook right in front of everybody. Miles Davis, Caden Rife with a quick avoidance, along with the 85 of Jason Gallagher. Ethan Harrison piles through the 98. And unfortunately there for Cook, that is going to be some massive damage he's got to work on. Collier had a great night going. He has even more damage. I think Ethan Harrison's car is just, yeah, that's a fucked up car if I've ever seen one.
And this, as I was going to say, this caution really benefits James Thurston because he was stuck in like 11th. And now he has jumped 5 spots in 1 lap because of other people's nonsense.
Yeah, that's pretty much a big win.
He's right back in this race.
Yeah, that's pretty much a big win. The thing was with that restart, due to pretty much half the field having to do a wave around, everybody was single file on the bottom besides from those first 4 rows. That's why you just saw about 8 guys behind the pace car until the last second. That was because everyone was coming around doing their wave around. And once again, Thurston catches a really big break right here. He is now back up into 6th place. He still has a bit of work to do. He's got to get around 5 guys here before he can get back up to Hyder. And Hyder has a great opportunity here to save some tire while he's at it. But this race is back on. It's not over for James Thurston.
It's not over for any of these drivers up there in the top 5. I really do think AJ Hyder can't be sleeping on his laurels just yet. You know, obviously he's the fastest driver in the fastest car. I just don't think he can get too comfortable.
I agree, especially as we're coming up here on 20 laps to go here this time in the Circle K 200. It's coming down to the wire here. It absolutely is. I can't imagine people are going to be pinning again unless we have a late race yellow, but also we probably have another wreck or 2 coming up at this point because these guys, they're going to be driving real aggressive.
Well, it looks like we have an explanation as to what happened with the first caution that caused all of this. Cautions breed cautions and such.
Yeah.
Dimitri Mundros was trying to reach over to hit the 1 key to let people know he was pitting, and apparently he lost the car. Oops.
Well, I really don't know what to say about that. I really just don't know what to say about that. I'm going to be honest. That's a little embarrassing, but you know what? I appreciate the honesty. I do.
So now this restart is going to be very interesting. We've got Hyder on the pole as per usual, or on in first, and then we have Jason Gallagher in second. Can he pull another rabbit out of the hat and take this win, much like he did in Indy? What do you think about that?
Well, the problem is here, as much as I'd like to see Gallagher win another race, I think it'd be really funny. The problem is you're dealing with Alexander Hyder. And the difference between what happened to Indy and here is that Hyder was too busy wrecking over in turn 1 because he chopped a Revelo like he wasn't there. And this time he's in full control here. We're coming to the green this time by. I'm not doubting Gallagher's ability to stay in pace with Hyder. In fact, I think that he very much can, as we saw with Thurston earlier. The problem is, can you maintain that pace for 20 laps without your tires giving out? That's a different story.
Do you think that anyone behind them, besides Thurston, has a chance of really winning this race?
Unfortunately, the only other guy I could see, with Cook having damage, is Trafari. And the problem is Trafari is stuck behind Thurston. So he has to do one hard task already. And that's getting around the guy that you've pissed off for the last month and a half. It also cost you the title. He's not going to let you through. And we know Thurston has a temper, so he remembers this kind of stuff. So we can scratch that off the list. So honestly, I really don't think so. Unless Hyder gets crashed right here or gets moved hard here by the 33, I think that this is going to be Hyder's race to lose here.
I think Hyder has this in the bag. We saw his last restart, just how much he just pulled away, just made it look really easy. I think he's just going to do the same thing again. He's just going to scoot away on the restart, and nobody's going to be able to catch him, and he's going to win this race.
Well, let's take a peek and see what your prediction looks like. Coming to the restart zone, and yes, you are absolutely correct. Up and away goes Alexander Hyder.
I just don't understand how he gets that good of a restart. Like, I know he's really good and all that, but I just don't understand how he gets so far ahead.
Aiden Smith chopping the 96 coming out of turn 2. Now it's 3 wide with Chris Lilly, James Thurston, and Aiden Smith going down into turn 3. Jason Gallagher did not have a good jump, and Hyder already has a half a second gap over everybody after one lap. And how about Caden Reif now in the mix, going for third place? Connor Trafari, because of Aiden Smith, has passed James Thurston. He has a chance now. He's trying to get past both Miles Davis and Caden Reif. He's going to make it 3 wide to do it, coming out of turn 2.
He'll try to look to the middle. Nothing doing there. Just not enough space for 3 cars off the corner that time. But he's going to have another chance here going into turn 3. He is absolutely shoving the 33 of Miles Davis. And now here comes Thurston trying to make a move on the top side. It's 3 wide. Trafari on the high side. Here comes Thurston. 4 wide almost.
Yeah, Thurston needs to go now. He needs to get around this slower traffic. He specifically needs to get past Trafari because Trafari's going to be in his way. But right now, he's being hustled at all ends. Here's Lilly on the outside. Jeremy Lewis on the inside. 3 wide with James Thurston.
Yeah, these drivers are not making it easy on James Thurston, but then again, they're not there to do that. They're there to try to get the best finish they can. They don't care that Thurston is in the playoffs. They might race him with a little bit more respect, but they're certainly not going to make his life easy just because they're racing for a championship.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile, Hyder has lost a few tenths to Jason Gallagher that time. Is that just, saving his tires, saving his stuff, or does Gallagher have something in that car that we did not think he had?
More than likely, look, as much as I want to be an optimist, it's more than likely he's saving. He sees that Thurston is right now being held up by Lilly. He sees that Trafari is still going to have to get around Gallagher to even have a chance. I think that he's seeing this as a golden opportunity to try to save some tire in the event that we have a late race restart.
I would tend to agree with you on that, but then also, if we have a late race restart, all those other guys behind him could just pit.
And I do want to mention this, that Thurston and Lilly have been going at it for the last few laps. Remember, last time out at Darlington, these two were wrecking each other. They were pissed on the radio, and after the race, Lilly let him through finally, but he was holding him up for about 4 laps.
Does not help that Lilly's teammate and basically one of his better friends is in the lead of the race. I'm not surprised that Chris Lilly was a little bit aggressive racing him there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Jason Gallagher is getting pretty close, but I think what we're about to see here is what we saw at Darlington, when he was pretty much egging Diego Roldan on, basically giving him an opportunity to go for the lead, while in reality he was just saving his tires and making Roldan use his up. Because right now, Gallagher has gotten within 2 tenths, but he can't get any closer. Alexander Hyder is pacing him perfectly.
Wait, you want a nickname? You know, I like that idea. The fact that Hyder is basically egging them on, basically giving them false hope to try to catch him, but really he's just playing the mastermind game. I'm gonna give AJ the nickname the Bullfighter. You know how bullfighters are. They wave those little red flags. They taunt the bull, and make them charge at him, and they always get out of the way. It just seems like Hyder's able to do that with everybody else on the track, practically toying with them at this point.
See, the nickname you just made up is absolutely, it makes sense.
Stupid?
No. You really did think about it. Well, the problem is, this is Alexander Hyder we're talking about. We shouldn't be giving him a nickname. We need to give him his very own Sonic OC.
Oh my fucking.
But all jokes aside, we're coming up here to nearly 10 laps to go, and I'm telling you.
Has been Hotel OC.
Yeah, maybe that. I mean, no, we'll save that. No, that's saved for Landon. Landon does have his own OC.
Does he? I've not seen it.
No. It's the fucking angel dust with the fire suit.
Whatever.
Anyway,
this is a weird conversation.
In the middle of a race, as we're coming to 10 laps to go, the highlight of the night, Jason Gallagher is all over the back of Hyder. The problem is, he doesn't know where to go. How about Caden Rife with a dive bomb to the inside on the 9 of Connor Trafari? I've been bringing him up all night, and it's all coming to fruition. Here comes Caden Rife for third.
What just happened? Why can't I? Oh. What? Oh, I'm clicking control. Okay, anyway, yeah. We have a battle here for third going on as Miles Davis has entered the picture. Rife is a little loose out of turn number 2, and here comes Miles Davis looking for anything. He's going to go to the very top side. Is he going to try to make this 3 wide? Oh, he is going to try to make this 3 wide. Miles Davis. Oh, not enough room there.
Yeah, it's close race in between these 3 for third place. So much so that the top 2 begin to pull away. And again, you can see the desperation Jason Gallagher's driving. He's trying to do anything that he can to stay within the back bumper of Hyder. But again, Hyder is just taunting him right now. I'm sure he could pull away if he wanted to, but Gallagher is doing everything he can to stay with him.
Gallagher is just really now throwing it in there, trying anything to make it work. I think he has to go to the high side and try to make something happen there if he wants to get by the 24. But now, under 10 laps to go, 9 to go, in fact. These top 2 have pulled away a little bit over third place. Connor Trafari, if they want to do anything, they have to try to catch up now.
Yeah, I mean, is there even the pace right now? Because Connor's under so much pressure. Caden Rife's been passed by Miles Davis. Miles Davis now trying to get around Connor Trafari. This is one big battle for third in the points right now between Connor and Miles. Here's the crossover move. That's going to get blocked as well by Trafari as they continue single file down the straight.
As that time by, Hyder extended his gap over Gallagher just a little bit. 8 laps to go. I think now he's finally deciding, I'm done playing and I'm just going to start pulling away. Maybe. We'll have to see over the next few laps.
Yeah, he's getting out of here now. I think that he's doing this so he doesn't get a dive bomb. And Connor in the fence was trying to block Miles Davis, and he put himself into the wall. Here comes Caden Rife on the apron, now going to the inside on Miles Davis for third place.
And Thurston is going underneath the 9 for 5th place as here comes Jeremy Lewis now battling with Thurston. Somehow, a good race result for Thurston has gone bad quickly as now he is getting passed by the 81. This is not looking good for him.
Yeah, Miles Davis up to third, Caden Rife to fourth. Not a good spot to be in for Connor Trafari. And I'm going to watch these two right here, Connor and Thurston. A battle for 5th here. How will it shape up with Jeremy Lewis right behind?
And once again, as you keep an eye on those two battling for position, it's like I predicted. AJ Hyder just zooming away now. A half a second over Jason Gallagher. He's toyed with his prey enough, and now he is deciding, all right, time to strike and go away.
Oh, Connor again in the fence. That's going to open the door for Thurston and Jeremy Lewis. Everything is falling apart now for Trafari. What could have been a 3rd place finish is now turning to what could be an 8th place finish. Here comes Aiden Smith for 7th.
Aiden Smith, man. How you getting passed by Aiden Smith, Connor? I mean, no disrespect to Aiden Smith, but they're not close on terms of speed. The 9 car has absolutely tanked his car here the last few laps, getting into the wall. So, maybe that has something to do with it, huh?
Well, that was going on. Caden Rife pulled a slide job on Miles Davis back up into 3rd place. This is going to be something that I'm going to have to see. If Caden Rife wants an interview, I want to hear him out because this is a career night here for the rookie in the 97. Miles Davis out of control. And how about Jeremy Lewis continuing to do incredible stuff on a controller fighting against one of our championship protagonists?
33 of Miles Davis also holding his own. 5 top 5s this season, looking to make it a 6, trying to carve out his own name into a possible championship contention. It's going to be very difficult, but he needs these type of runs. He needs to take advantage of every single mistake and slip up that Thurston and Hyder make. And he's done with Thurston, but Hyder is just too good.
As we're coming up to 2 laps to go, this time by for Hyder. He just needs to make it back to that white flag to secure a 6th victory of the season. And
It'll be...
Yep, you're going.
Yep. 3... He's looking for, count them, his 3rd consecutive victory. Now, I'm not aware with the records. I know that the most wins in a row is 3, right?
I believe so. The most in the season is 10. That was made by Roldan last season.
3 in a row, the record held by Haley Herbertson all the way back in Season 2, I believe. And here we go. Take it away, Gavin.
White flag in the air. While that's being waved, Thurston out of control. He saves it, but that's going to open the door for a top 5 finish for Jeremy Lewis. We're on the last lap, and it is going to be an incredible way to start off these playoffs. He had everything stacked against him. A horrible qualifying effort. 17th is where he started today, and he has passed every single one of them. Coming back around to turn 4 and to the checkered flag. A 6th win of the season and a 1st to start the playoffs. Alexander Hyder does it again here at Chicagoland Speedway. Jason Gallagher will settle for a 2nd place finish. And how about Caden Rife? That is going to be a story to remember this season. An incredible run there by Caden. He'll settle a 3rd place finish. Miles Davis in 4th. Jeremy Lewis on a controller finishing 5th. And another unfortunate run for James Thurston. He has had a streak of these things. 6th place there for him tonight. Followed by Aiden Smith, Connor Jafari, Collier, and Lilly.
It has been a very interesting series of races here, but one factor has remained the same. AJ Hyder dominating and winning.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does not matter where he starts, does not matter what happens to him, really. It just seems like he can get it done.
Going through the rest of the top 10, I've already listed them out. We have Aiden Arevalo in 11th, Jerry Cook in 12th, Ethan Harrison 13th, Owen Chabinski in 14th, Daniel Botting 15th, Wayne A. Kennedy 16th, Landon Warren 17th, Dimitri Mundros 18th, Clinton McDonald 19th, and Ethan Moses in 20th. Then we got Quentin Haley, then we got Dutch, who, these guys didn't even start the race, forget it. It's just Quentin Haley. That's going to round out the field here for the Circle K 200. Alexander Hyder is going to go ahead and celebrate a 6th win of the season, and we will be right back here shortly for our pre-race coverage.
Post-race.
Post-race. Did I say pre-race?
You said pre-race.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with me, dude? Holy shit. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back here for post-race coverage. 6th win of the season. Circle K 200 goes to Alexander Hyder. We're going to go ahead and bring him in. And you had everything stacked against you. What was your reaction to that qualifying session? Because we were watching you and things went wrong. Yeah, and that's the goal at this point, because you have been in this series for a long time, and frankly, there were a few seasons in there where you were right in the midst of getting that championship. What is the feelings right now, knowing that you're coming out of here with not only a big advantage over everyone else, which you already had coming into tonight, but now you have a few extra points over Thurston? How does that feel? All right, well, Hyder, we'll see you next time out here at Dover, and we'll see whether you can continue your stride. All right, and who do we bring in next? I guess we should go on the other side of the coin. James Thurston, you had an incredible qualifying run, ran second, took the lead early, and I want to hear your response to your tire saving, because once you had Hyder come up to you, not only could you not defend, you were making some big, bold pit strategy calls last second. What was it like racing with Hyder out there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, James, since you're tired, I'm going to go ahead and just let you go off early. All right, it's early days here in the playoffs. You're still second. All right, and if you know anything about this series, you know stupid shit can happen to you at any point. Hopefully things turn around here for you in these playoffs, because these last few weeks have not been too kind to you. All right, well, with that being said, there's James Thurston. Wait! Thank your sponsors. Get back in here. Thank your sponsors. Get in here. Thank your little sponsors. You gotta thank your sponsors, James. No, he's still in here. I see him. You can go thank his. You can thank his sponsors. He has sponsors. You thank your here. Thank your sponsors. Dover. All right, and there it is. There's a sponsor. So we just talked to Hyder. We just talked to Thurston, our two championship protagonists. All right, one had an incredible night. One had a little bit of trouble, but still was able to salvage a decent fish. I want to talk about by far the biggest surprise of the night. Caden Rife brings it home. 3rd place. Caden, how did your night go? Because you had a ton of pace. Yeah, absolutely. And Caden, you've had a rough season. Every start that you've made, I'm pretty sure you've wrecked in nearly all of them. So what made, or you haven't wrecked in all of them, I know, but you also haven't had the pace in a lot of them. How does it feel to finally have a race where you can really go up there, do what you want, make some passes, and have a lot of fun? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you know here, King. Congratulations on an impressive run. You were by far the biggest surprise, and hopefully you can keep up that pace for the rest of the season. And let's talk about another surprise now. Jeremy Lewis, get in here. Bros, you brought it home, 5th place. And I know I always keep saying this, probably isn't the biggest indicator in the world, but you're the only driver here on a controller, and you kicked some ass here tonight. How was the car out there? Yeah, that's Chicago for you. That's it. All right, well, here. Hopefully I can get a few more words out of you. When it comes to... Shit. Well, I mean, you... Yeah, I mean, I guess he did... I'm sure you did. I mean, a lot of fingering to get a 5th place finish, right? Yeah, well... I mean, that really is it for you then, I guess, Froze. 5th place, you fingered that controller real good, and you got a good finish out of it. Froze is certainly someone. All right, but let's bring in 7th place finisher, Aiden Smith. Aiden Smith, you had another good run here tonight. Got a 7th place finish, but you didn't get there off speed. You definitely had a little bit of help, didn't you? A little bit. Yeah, but how was the race out there for you today? Because you were struggling to get inside the top 10. I think I might have seen you in a wall time or two, but things really just went their way, didn't it? Yeah, that. And Aiden, I want to ask you, after a lot of your playoff contenders have gotten involved in accidents here tonight, and you are one of the very few that actually were able to get through all of it and get a decent finish. Where do you see yourself in the playoff picture when it comes to where you could finish after this first race? It's just a points reset. Yeah, you're right. Top 8? Okay, that's reasonable. Should have called him a chicken. Should have called him a chicken. Dude, should have called him a chicken tender. God damn. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, Aiden. All right. But Aiden, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. All right, decent run here tonight. P7. You got a good run at Charlotte earlier on this season. Hopefully, there's more stuff like that in the future. And next, who is here? Let's see. Oh, Connor. Things were going pretty good for you tonight. You were the third fastest guy consistently. And during that last run, things fell apart, didn't it? Collier. It was Collier. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, it was if you're talking about the second to last one, that was Dimitri. It was Dimitri. Dimitri got loose by himself, wrecked himself. The wreck that happened after that. Yeah, he was trying to reach his keyboard. He wrecked himself. Then the second crash was when Collier just dumped Jerry Cook shit. Yeah, let's talk about that championship, because, again, the gap coming into tonight for you was already pretty huge on the top two, and you really did need to be able to finish at least ahead of one of them to try to slowly gain some time. But tonight was not that night. You got beat by both Hyder. Hyder won the race. You still got beat by Thurston. So what's got to change here for these next 6 races to get back in contention? Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. All right. Well, Connor, it sounds like a plan. We'll see if you can execute it. Decent run here tonight, but if you want a chance at the title, it's got to have to be a little better. All right. Let's get Hunter and Collier in here, because Hunter, there was an accident, and you were a part of it. Can we hear your perspective on that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and before that, you were pretty much in the midfield for the entire race, in that huge hustle of cars that were constantly just sliding through each other, hitting the wall. What was it like racing in the mid-pack with all that action? Yeah, pretty much. Well, unfortunately, Collier, not a great run. I got involved in a wreck. All right, but hopefully things turn around with you soon. All right, and let's see, who else do we have? We have oh, Cook's here. Cook, get in here. Perfect. This is a perfect segue. Cook, what happened? Pretty much. And yeah, I want to ask you about your pitch strategy because you were doing some much different than everybody. You were going as long as you could on that tank, and it actually was ended up working out for you. If it wasn't for that caution, you might have actually had a shot at the top two, where you were staying out as long as possible and having better tires for the next run. Was that the initial plan, or was that something that you just made up when you saw everyone else coming and pitting early? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one last thing I want to talk about, because you brought this up, but you have had multiple races this season where you look like the favorite to beat, and things just continue to go wrong for you. Can you describe that feeling for me, where you feel like you're in control, and in some cases you are in control, and then the race win just goes out of your grasp? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Jerry, there's one thing I will say about this is that you are by far the fastest guy who hasn't won a race this season, and I would not be surprised that within these next 6 races you were to take the checker flag in here first. I think the pace doesn't speak for the finishes. I think that you're one of the best here, and hopefully there is a win or two here before the season rounds up. Yeah, it's very clear in day. All right, you have a good night here, Jerry. All right, and we have... Let's get a Revelo first. I want to get a Revelo. A Revelo, you were up there, and, okay, partially, you were up there for a little bit. You were in the top 10. I'm going to be honest with you. Either my memory is fogging out or I just didn't see it. What happened with you? Because I know that you just fell off a cliff. Oh! Wait. No. No! Why are they muted? Oh.
Oh, geez.
They're muted because the fucking speaker defaulted because I'm on a different scene.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to... Okay, no. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to improvise. Okay. Wayne, get in here. We're ending this off.
Oh god.
We're not doing any more interviews. Everyone get in here. Everyone. Everyone get in here.
Everyone in here at the same
Everyone,
time.
Aiden, you get in here
So I
too.
can pull people up.
All right. Everyone get in here.
All right.
All right, hey guys, what's going on? Hi guys.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Wayne, what did you do?
I avoided the wreck, went into the grass, and killed a man.
Yeah, you murdered Landon.
Washed. He's washed.
I was on the brick the
He's washed.
entire time.
All right. Good info.
Anyways,
All right, Mikey, how'd your race go there?
Alright, well, now that everybody's in here, I'm going to announce we're going to the Pro Mazdas next year.
Yippee!
Let's
Yippee!
go.
Yahoo! Yippee! Yahoo!
Hey, let's run the
Wait,
Pro
is that a
Mazdas
car
at
I gotta
Talladega. Please, run the
Yippee!
Mazdas at
Yahoo!
Talladega.
Yippee! All
It's
right,
not the Mazda MX-5.
all right.
Mazda.
Daniel, is it
Pro
time to
Mazda is
open a
the
pack?
fucking Mazda open wheel car.
All right. Well, which one are we opening?
We gotta open a Pikachu pack. We haven't opened a Pikachu pack in a while.
Mazda. Open.
We gotta open a Pikachu pack.
You have no idea what the Formula Mazda is.
turn on the music here.
I don't know if I've seen it on.
Is that it? Did you get any cool cards?
I mean, I got Blastoise.
I mean, that's kind of cool. All right. Anyway, I ruined every.